G'day. Today was an example of the reason that I started coming down here. It was just a dead set pile-on about asylum seekers. Can I just say that as a voter, I'm perfectly support refugee people coming to Australia on an organised and lawful fashion. I don't want people showing up demanding to be let in, either by boat or overstaying visas. Do you think that's an unreasonable viewpoint, Mark?
No, I think it's probably a viewpoint shared by a lot of voters. No one is advocating that people should just simply show up and demand to be let in for whatever reason. These are people who, in many cases, have been assessed to be refugees in every sense of the term, in every legal sense of the term, but for whom no country of settlement has been found. Now, some of those people have been there for a long time, and they may be in need of medical care that they can't get access to on those islands. That's what it's about. It doesn't affect people who are not on those islands already.
But the point is, once they get here, they get in the process and they stay here. That's the way it works,
That's
Mark.
The
surely.
Government's fear.
That's the fact of the matter. Surely.
Well, look, it may turn out to be that some people who, once they are in the country, can access the legal system. That is the sort of, in a sense, unspoken aspect of this, and that's one of the reasons the government doesn't want to send that message.
I just wish there could be some alternate views put. Thanks very much.
Cheers.
Bye. Bill Thompson for Outside Insiders. I thought it was very kind of Mark to engage me on the topic in question. As you saw, none of the others were particularly interested. One of the other matters that was deemed suitable for discussion on the Insiders program this morning was apparently there was a handful of young Liberal Party clowns who tweeted or posted on Tinder or somewhere some comments that the panel found unpalatable. As a long-time observer of the political process in Australia, I'm far more concerned about why it is that the Labor Party seems to attract so many crooks, routers, pedophiles, drug traffickers and tax cheats. And I prepared a photo board of some of the worthies. Michael Williamson apparently stole millions of dollars from the hard-working members of the HSU and served time in jail as a result. Eddie Obeid, Ian McDonald, headline New South Wales Labor people, served time in jail for their misdeeds. I sat in the court, in the Magistrates Court in Melbourne, listening to the evidence led against Craig Thompson. He apparently helped himself to union members' money to engage in interactions with prostitutes and the like. Milton Orkopoulos, I believe I read that he was something of a kiddie fiddler. Michael Coates-Trotter may well be the spouse of our next Deputy Prime Minister. He's a convicted heroin trafficker. Bernard Finnegan, Gordon Nuttall have also come before the courts in relation to matters. John Brown, the former tourism minister. I used to work for the ATO, and we used to get an email every day of news headlines, which is where I first became aware that John Brown was involved in a long-running legal battle with the ATO in relation to his ownership of a $1 million apartment on the Gold Coast, which had apparently been given to him together with a house full of furniture by a Gold Coast property developer. And it appears from published information that John Brown failed to disclose his receipt of $1 million home unit on the Gold Coast. The tax office went through a process and issued an amended assessment, or more than one, I don't know, totaling calculated an avoided tax figure on the $1 million property of about $450,000 and imposed a penalty which, according to published reports, seems to suggest that they viewed it as a deliberate omission from his tax returns. There was a long-running legal battle over it, which I think lasted in the order of 10 years. But my question remains. The ABC, and insiders in particular, delights in reporting the apparent misdeeds of on the internet of some Liberal Party clowns, but I never hear anybody on their ABC saying, well, the alternate, the party of the alternate government has got issues as well. I recall this screenshot from the ABC News mobile site back when the US Senate voted to confirm Brett Kavanaugh's nomination to the Supreme Court, despite sexual misconduct allegations against him. My question remains, is the ABC on election night going to have a headline that Bill Shorten may be Australia's next Prime Minister, despite an investigation of an alleged rape in his background? I doubt it. Bill Thompson for Outside Insiders.